Spratshaw College have a telegraphy course in Vancouver. So he said, you could go that and then go out as an operator. And I thought, well, okay. So I went to Vancouver and I was in that course. And with telegraph, you had to, it's hard to explain it, because it wasn't dot dash, it was clicks, you know, so you had to memorize the code first, and then you would listen to it coming from over the sounder, and you might get A, and you might get a M, you know, like A was dot dash, and M was two dashes, and E was one dot, and Z was three dots and another one, that was Z. So you had to have this in your mind. I went to that school and I was there for, I don't know, 3 months or something like that, learning this telegraph. And the railways at that time, both CP and CN, they were preparing for the 40-hour week. Like at that time, we worked 6 days a week. They were preparing for the 40-hour week. So that's why they needed these operators. And at the same time, CP was running a telegraph school at night in Vancouver. So I'd go to that thing too, and I got to know some of the guys there. And after being there 3 months, I thought, you know, I'm a whiz now, and you know, there's no problem with this until you sit down and it's coming at you. And it's quite a bit different. Yeah, it's you're still doing the same thing, A and D and B and so on, you know, and you catch, and then you'll catch like a word, and was an easy one, and the was pretty easy. You know, these would come out to you, so finally you're writing down and you're writing down the, and pretty soon you're writing down more than that. The chief at North Bend, they needed an assistant agent at Lytton. That was in July of 1949. So I went up there to work as assistant agent. At that time, CP had a merchandise car come in every day for the 6 days, because we worked 6 days then. And they would set the car off, and it was merchandise for Lytton and for Merritt. And CP Express operated this truck from Lytton to Merritt every day. And so we had to load these trucks, the truck, and then load the freight for the local delivery. And that's about what that was. And at Lytton at the time there were just 2 shifts on, the day shift, the agent, and the night shift. Well, business was picking up, and pretty soon they put on 3 shifts. The agent there, he knew the chief dispatcher in North Bend, a guy by the name of Bert Fagan, awful nice guy. And so he talked to him about me going out as an operator. Well, then you've got to go to I had to go to North Bend and have a wire test, and which I did. And I was scared. Geez, I was nervous, you know. And anyway, he always said, "Kid," he said, you can telegraph." He said, "Well," I said, "I don't know about that, but I try." So anyway, I went back to Lytton, and then 3 or 4 months later, then I went out as an operator. That was in June 1950. And the first job I went on was what they called a ditcher. It was a steam shovel, and there was a couple of air dumps, one on each side of the ditcher. The ditcher ran on rails on a flat car, and it would ditch the sidings and this kind of thing off the track. And at that time, you could just cast over or dump the gravel and rock anywhere. Now you can't certainly do it now, but that's what happened then. So this one day, we were, I think it was a Monday, and Hodder and Sam Hill, and we were going up to Wallachine, and went to Wallachine, and went into the back track, and the cook had lunch. So I said to the conductor, I said, I'm going to go down to the station and see if he's got any orders for us. So I walked in the station, and the agent there was a man by the name of Bill Watkins. And I'd never met Bill. And it's hot, the sun was beating down, Wallachine, an awful place for heat. I can still see it. I walked in there, and you remember those old wash tubs? They were about 3 feet across, you know, and about yay high. Well, he had one of them there, and he's sitting in his chair, and he's got this wash tub there, and he's got his shoes and socks off, and his pants are rolled up to his knee, and he's got about 6 inches of water in this tub, and he's got his feet sticking. It's the funniest thing I ever Well, I guess it was kind of like, you know, a head of air conditioning, you know. Same type thing. He's a really nice guy. And he retired as agent at Hammond. But I'll never forget that.